In this video, we're going to be learning why your messaging is not working. As an entrepreneur or a business owner, when you create marketing messages that are supposed to get customers for your business, be it your Facebook ads, be it the lead magnet that you're sharing, or be it any piece of information or content that you create, these things may or may not work. If they're working, great, but if they're not, let's learn why. Hi, this is Rishabh. I'm a brand storytelling expert and I help businesses scale up with the power of clarifying their message. Today we're going to be learning something very important when it comes to your business. When you're putting up any message today, the message may be interpreted as a direct message for somebody to take an action, right? A lot of messages that I see today on ads, there is so much messaging that happens in terms of communication, content, be it the reels, be it YouTube, be it Facebook. There is so much message out there that I really get confused about what message to see, what to store and what to delete. Now, once as a customer, I'm looking at so many messages. How do I sift through so much vast ocean of content and start looking at content that really helps me relate? It also depends on me as a customer in terms of my mood, whether I'm looking at a content just for passing my time and I see some ad that is pushing me their products and services, and I hate that message because at this point in time, I'm scrolling my Facebook or I'm scrolling my reels to just chill out. So most of these customers today, and actually the opportunity today for most of you out there, all businesses in fact, is that a lot of customers are online. They are doing a lot of shopping online. They are doing a lot of scrolling online. But they're hugely distracted. They're so distracted, in fact, that they are not ready to make any commitment with you. In the year 2000, the attention span of a human being was about 12 seconds. So 12 seconds was what time you got to make an impression, to pitch your product and make that sale. Today, the attention span is only 3 seconds. So if you're not adding value in those 3 or 5 seconds, it's not going to create any impact in that person's life. So whenever you create a messaging, what happens is that message is clear. When I'm talking clearly to you and when I'm making sense to you, you will understand and you see through the content. When the messaging is unclear, when the messaging is abstract, when the messaging is really not working, it works as burning calories for him. So what's the problem? What is the issue that is happening while customers might not be seeing your message? The first thing is understand whether your message is clear enough. Is your message clear enough for them to understand? And if it's not clear, it's creating a huge amount of confusion in your customer's mind. Now, if your message is clear and he's able to comprehend what you're saying, the second thing that you have to notice is whether that message is allowing that person to take any action. Is there a call to action to that message? Now, once a person sees that message and he has absolutely nothing to do with that message, if I am showing you this video and at the end of the video there is nothing that you can do, it's actually hurting my cause because I'm sitting here talking to you and there's nothing that you can do. By the way, if you want to simplify your message, check out the comments area or check out the area where I put in a lot of information and you'll find some links which might help you simplify your messaging for your business. Coming back to the topic, the second biggest issue is you don't have a call to action. Now I wanted to give you that call to action because I wanted you to take action, but if there is no call to action, if you're not telling the person what to do, the person is traditionally wired to not do anything. So you need to create a message that is compelling as well as the message that really directs him what to do. So if there is a shop now button or check the links below button or buy my product button or something that is really making sense for him, he will do it. But if you're not doing that, if you're not creating that impact in his head or not telling him very, very seriously what he needs to do. Now, what kind of a call to action really works? Now, there are various calls to action which depend on the journey that the customers had with you. If the customer doesn't know you, there is something called as a transactional call to action, which means that you offer something for free for getting a lead or getting a contact or getting some information of his and you give him something for free. That is a transactional call to action, which means that try me or free trial for 15 days. If you've seen products like ClickFunnels, if you've seen products like Optimize Press, all these actually offer you trial periods for you to actually get onto that journey. This is called a transactional call to action. Then there is a direct call to action. When the person is knowing you, understands you, wants to do business with you, there is a shop now button or buy now button or book now button. So these two buttons are actually helping you decide, or helping that customer decide whether he wants to go ahead with this journey or not go ahead with this journey, but you at least simplify that in his head. The third thing you have to do is establish yourself as an authority. If you're not establishing yourself as an authority in his brain, and if you're not really creating that impact in his brain, he's not going to be able to justify whether you are going to be able to help him. If you are actually capable of helping him, you should establish that authority. Now, how do you establish your authority? There are two things which help you establish your authority. First thing is, if you have testimonials, if you have people working with you, if you have people that have gotten results with your products and services, put that up. Put that product up and put those service up and put those testimonials up, so that people understand whether you are actually getting any benefit by working with him. By the way, you'll just see a testimonial below, and I've put a link of all the testimonials of all the people that I've worked with these. So if you have any problem, you can check out the link below. The second thing you have to do is establish empathy. As an entrepreneur or as a business owner, I'm deeply concerned about what your message goes out. I am not understanding why you don't take your messaging seriously, because that is the single most impactful thing that will work for you. See what I did here? I actually depicted empathy. You have to depict empathy by understanding your customer's pain in a much deeper level. The moment you actually understand that, your messaging becomes very attractive. Next thing, or rather, now I forgot which thing I was talking about, but I think it's the fourth. The fourth reason why you are not actually creating an impact is because you don't have a failure trap. Now, what is a failure trap? A failure trap is a person who doesn't do work with you. What is the kind of failure that the person will have? And what is the kind of life he will have if he doesn't do business with you? If you are able to clearly distinguish between a person who's doing business and the success he has versus a person who's doing business and the failure he has, the person will clearly be able to decide that if I connect with this person, if I do business with this person, if I invest in his products and services, I will be able to go on this success path. But if I don't do all of this, I will go on that failure path. And because of that failure path, he will decide over and over again whether or not to do business with you. So these are the top 4 things that you can do to make your messaging right. The last bit of information that I want to tell you is, human beings are wired to take decisions quickly. They are not wired to be confused. So if your messaging is clear, succinct, to the point, and is solving these 4 things in his head, he's going to be able to take that messaging or rather the decision very fast. But if this entire thing is scrambling up his head, he's wired to ignore you. So create that messaging that is compelling, create that messaging that helps him solve a problem, and create that messaging that lasts in his head forever, so that he recalls whenever he has the problem, you are there to help him. I hope that made sense to you. As an entrepreneur, if you want any of the help to clarify your message or simplify your message and get these things sorted for your business, check out the links below where I give you a lot of free stuff. You pick up the free stuff, you do it, and if you really want to take up the business with me, schedule a call with me and I'll be happy to help. This is Rishabh, your brand storytelling expert and Amazon best-selling author, and a person who's just fascinated by helping businesses scale up with the power of simplified messaging. Signing off.